Babylon is falling.
It just kept ringing in my spirit. All I kept hearing was, Babylon has fallen. Babylon has fallen. Babylon has fallen.
We are literally seeing banking failures right before our very eyes. We are literally seeing plagues, viruses, and afflictions right before our very eyes. We are literally seeing right here in these last days food shortages and famines, inflated prices of goods and services, £2 a week for a day's wages, as the Bible prophesied.
In a biblical sense, this is the black horsemen that represent inflation. I've never considered inflation as employers trying to find employees. Never thought of that.
We are literally hearing of wars and rumors of wars, as the Bible prophesied. We are literally seeing men killing each other at an all-time rate, as the Bible prophesied. School shootings at an all-time rate. They said the murder rate rose 30% since 2020. We have a housing bubble. The stock market is teetering on a crash. We got the digital coin, digital Fed coin coming right around the corner. We got the mark of the, which we're not even allowed to mention on social media platforms, but the mark of the is either here or it's either coming, and no one right now believes that that is in any way far-fetched. Babylon is falling.
We are now a failing nation. We are a nation in decline. Our currency is crashing and will soon no longer be the world standard. Our economy is crashing. Inflation is out of control. We are now a failing nation. We are a nation in decline.
Revelations 18:2. And he cried out with a mighty voice, saying, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling place for demons. Can y'all believe that? And a prison of every unclean spirit. Don't y'all see that? And a prison of every unclean and hateful bird. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. A prison for every unclean spirit. You don't see the unclean spirits running around here? They got videos of kids at school talking about that they are bird and that I'm a dog and I'm a cat and you got to clean my litter box.
Do charter schools allow the furries to come as a furry into class, which is children identifying as cats or dogs?
Schools are not fully disclosing that they are allowing children who identify as snakes, cats, whatever. They're providing litter boxes for the cat.
You don't see the unclean spirits running around this country and we're supposed to accept it? Didn't they just have a riot of, you know what I mean, of that community, the LBG? Didn't they have a whole riot of the community? The president created a whole day for them. They did nothing still for you, the ancestors of slaves, might I add, but created a whole day for them. Y'all better hear what I'm saying. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great.
America is Babylon.
You have seen any of my content, especially my video, Mystery Babylon, the Great City, I explain how that country over in the Middle East, the country we are not allowed to mention, is Mystery Babylon. It's the woman, and America is the beast that this woman is riding on. But don't get it twisted that America and this woman, this beast and this woman are one of the same. They are both Mystery Babylon. Matter of fact, they call that country, Israel, in the Middle East, Little America. And just like Babylon, the empire of old, just like ancient Egypt, just like ancient Ethiopia, all of the great empires of the world of past time, Rome and Persia, their empires expanded across the world far and wide. So just like Mystery Babylon today, her empire is far and wide. Revelation 17:18. The woman whom you saw is the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. This woman is that country in the Middle East, as I just mentioned, that I'm not going to mention today. This woman, Mystery Babylon, is that country. America is the beast. This woman is riding on top of the beast, which means that America is the beast. This woman controls the beast. This woman and the beast are one of the same. So America is the beast that this woman is riding on, but they are one of the same. Babylon is falling.
There's a mysterious character of a woman riding the beast, the Antichrist system, in Revelation chapter number 17.
Babylon is falling. The dollar is said to soon not be the world's currency anymore.
So what happens if our economy and the U.S. dollar are no longer the world's dominant currency?
Well, good morning, Will. It's great to be with you. And it's really hard to overstate exactly how catastrophic the abandonment of the U.S. dollar would be.
And it's so funny when you hear these political pundits on all the different channels, whether it's Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, when they talk about how the dollar became the world currency. They say things like, oh, all of the countries of the world got together and decided that the dollar was the most stable of all. No, that's not what happened. It's actually that woman who was riding on the beast who made that beast go to war with every nation using their military might to force the dollar on the whole world as being the world currency. I can prove this. Saddam Hussein did not want the dollar to be his currency anymore, did not want a central bank.
If the central bank collapses in America, you need bullets. You don't need gold, because all hell's going to break loose.
I was going to say bottled water.
Bottled water and bullets.
The dollar is the currency for the central bank. The central bank is just the Federal Reserve, the International Monetary Fund, or the central bank. It has many names, but it's the same thing. And the central bank is just this one currency that controls all the currencies in the whole world. It's the woman that's riding on the beast that we're not allowed to mention. Goldman Sachs. That's okay. Rothschild. The people we're not allowed to mention. Same people that backed the district attorney that's going after Trump. But you're not even allowed to say this. I'm just trying to show you how they control the whole world. I'm just trying to show you how they control everything and everybody, right? And the only reason why they're putting these charges on him is to be able to control him during the election. They don't want him to say anything stupid during the election, so they hold these charges over his head the whole time. Like, for example, they don't want him to bring up Epstein, because what he should be saying, shouldn't his number one campaign speech be, everybody that went to the Epstein Island, I'm going to prosecute when I get in there. He used to say he was going to prosecute Hillary. Now prosecute everybody that went to, you understand what I'm saying? Right? Isn't pedophilia illegal in every state? So the district attorney should be going after the people on that list, just like every district attorney should. The district attorney in Texas should, and in Florida. Every state they should, but they're not. I'm getting off my point. Lord, help me continue to preach this thing. This is what I'm saying. The central bank, the woman, Mystery Babylon, who sits on America, their currency for the world is the American dollar.
The U.S. dollar is about 60% of the value of all the currency on the planet, and more than half of the dollars reside outside the United States. The reason every country has U.S. dollars is, first of all, that's what central banks use as the reserve currency. Second of all, oil is priced in dollars.
Lord, I'm preaching right now. Russia, China, Brazil, South Africa, Iran, and many other nations have decided that they don't want to use the dollar as their means of currency exchange anymore, making the dollar not the preferred currency for doing business between countries anymore, because now they have the power to fight back against that. See, let me show you something. Saddam Hussein did not want to use the American dollar or the central banks to do business with other countries anymore. Muammar Gaddafi did not want to use the dollar. You see this? There's a trend here. Adolf Hitler did not want to use the dollar. There's a trend here. I hope y'all see it.
These countries, they tried to avoid using the U.S. dollar, like Iran tried, and we banned them from using SWIFT. And Iraq started selling oil for euros. In Libya, they were talking about creating the gold dinar and selling oil for gold. So those are the countries that are trying to use something other than the dollar.
I hope y'all see it. Every country, Turkey, all of a sudden they be having earthquakes out of nowhere. Every country that has said, hey, we don't want to use the dollar as our mean of exchange anymore, as our mean of purchasing with other countries, with other nations, you see what's happened to them. Hold on, let me hurry this up. Obadiah 1:7. All your allies will force you to the border. Your friends will deceive and overpower you. Those who eat your bread will set a trap for you, but you will not detect it. So see, right now, only Russia, China, and most of America's adversaries are all joining together. America's and that country in the Middle East adversaries are all joining together and saying, we are going to not use the dollar anymore. We don't want the dollar to be our currency anymore. But what happens when America's or certain of America's current allies decide to join with them? Like France, let's say France joined with them. I can tell you one of America's allies that's probably going to be the first one to go join with them, Germany. You think they're going to forget what you did to them? For about 70 plus years now, the German people haven't even been able to been in control of their own economy. They haven't even been able to have their own military, all because they did not want the central banks and did not want the dollar to be their dominant currency of their country. This is a fact. Oh, that's not the only reason, Leo, they had the thing called the Holocaust. Well, what the German books say about that? Because see, we only got history from one side. We not even allowed to hear their story. What did they say happened? You understand what I'm saying? Because they voted for him, so what they say happened? You see what I'm saying? History is just his story. God, I'm preaching to somebody right now. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. The scripture says that the allies, America's allies, will turn against her. Babylon's allies will turn against her. Right now, it's just her adversaries. China and Russia has always been an adversary to America. Iran as well, right? Brazil, for the most part, kind of. Not always, but always kind of a teeter-totter relationship. South Africa was an ally, so she's turned now. But don't get it twisted. Many of these big dominant allies are going to turn just like the Bible prophesied. Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. I hope y'all getting this. Babylon is fallen. This might be too much. Let me hurry this up. Look, listen to this one. Revelation 18:4. Then I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people. This is the one right here. Then I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins. What is sin? The breaking of God's laws, commandments, and statutes, right? According to 1 John 3:4, according to Leviticus 5 and Leviticus 4. Right? You can read the whole chapter, Leviticus 5:17, or you can just read Leviticus 4, the whole chapter, or Leviticus 5, the whole chapter. Point is, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins are piled up to the heaven, and God has remembered her crime. God remembers. That's why I told y'all God remembers slavery. She just supposed to get away with slavery, huh? Y'all just supposed to go kidnap a people and come enslave them and mistreat them and oppress them for 400 years, and God just supposed to forget that, huh? Shooting us in the back, right? Corrupt, dishonest. Justice system. Soon as Trump get taken, oh yeah, it's corrupt. They corrupt. But the moment they've been doing it to us, y'all had nothing to say. God is just supposed to forget that. God remembers her crimes. God ain't forgot that y'all left us in Flint, Michigan, drinking lead water. Oh God, I just heard a video the other day from Elizabeth Warren where she was talking about in 1968, the official policy for America was for black people to not be able to own homes the same as whites. That was in 1968. And you got to think they passed the Fair Housing Act. So it normally take about 8 years for it to be implemented. So now you're looking all the way to 1976. So in the last, what she mentioned was many of the people in the House of Representatives were alive at this time. God, I'm preaching. So she's trying to show how the atrocities y'all did to us is still affecting us today, because this was just yesterday. Something I've never even mentioned out loud is that my mother picked cotton. And I dare one of y'all to try to say that I'm lying and have me prove it and have her do a video and say it. My mother and her sisters were sharecroppers in Arkansas, and their mother. It's a fact. So I'm living proof. Lord, I'm preaching to somebody right now. I'm preaching, come out of her, my people. God remembers her crime. Come out of her, my people, so that you do not share in her sins. Oh, this is finna get good. So that you do not share in her sin. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I thank you. That's why my last video, one of my last, I said that if you were mad that Trump got indicted, then you worship the beast, and most likely you're going to share in her sins. If you were happy that Trump got indicted, then you worship the beast or Mystery Babylon, and then you're going to share in her sins. Because whether you know it or not, you worship, you adhere to, you believe in, and you ascribe to Mystery Babylon. Lord, I'm preaching. If you are a liberal Democrat, then you have a Babylonian set of ideals for this nation, Mystery Babylon. Meaning if you're liberal and you're a Democrat, your ideals, your principles, your laws that you govern your life by, your morals, your statutes are of this nation, Mystery Babylon. If you are a conservative Republican, your laws, your morals, your ideals, the things you govern your life by, the things you believe in, adhere to, are of this nation, Mystery Babylon. Oh, Lord, the beast. Oh, Lord, I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. Both are against God. That's why I thank God every day that I came out of politics. I've been on both sides. I literally have a degree in political science. I've been on both sides. Lobbied on this side and lobbied on that side. Met Obama and Trump. I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. I thank God that I don't have no loyalty to them, and my loyalty is only to God's laws, commandments, and statutes. The scripture says that you will come out of her, my people, so that you do not share in her sins. But what are her sins? And what is sin? Sin is the breaking of God's laws, for you to not adhere to what God believes in, but for you to adhere to what someone else believes in. For example, do you believe that a boy can be a girl? For example, when one of those cops shoot, you know what I mean, the black dude, he unarmed, do you believe we should wait on the evidence? But then with Trump, no, don't wait on the evidence, let him out. See, I can give you scriptures for both of those right now. I gave it to you in the Trump message. But I can give you scriptures showing, I'm going to put them down at the bottom, showing that you are breaking God's laws with those beliefs, meaning you are sinning. The one who believed a boy to be a girl, you are sinning. The one who show partiality and favoritism when judging this person, but not favoritism, and then with judging this person, say, oh, no, he corrupt, but he not. Don't give him the same standard as him. No, for this guy, wait for the evidence to come out. For this guy, no. That's favoritism. That's a sin. Judging this person like you wouldn't judge this person fairly. That's a sin. You're sinning against God. And you're going to share in the plagues and the destruction and the judgment of this nation. I hope you hear what I'm saying. See, now it's taking a turn. It's too much for you. Will you side with Christ or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris? Will you side with Christ or Trump? Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins. Let me give y'all one more. Should America have went to war in Iraq? What do you think? What is your internal mind says? Was it righteous for America to go to war in Iraq to destroy that whole nation? What does God think about that? You see? God remembers her crimes. Lord, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Should two men be allowed to marry each other? What do you think about that? Well, I don't really care. It really got nothing to do with me. And, it's none of my business. And see? But what does God think? You will share in her sins. I'm bringing this home and I hope y'all hear me. I give y'all one last one. Do you believe that a woman should be able to lead a man? See, this is the one I'm really going to hit you with. This is the one that's the gut punch. See, they say the truth pierces like a sword. Do you believe that a woman should be able to lead a man? What does God think? We know what America thinks. You should be. America think y'all equal. What does God think? Did God make y'all equal? Lord, I'm preaching to somebody right now. Jeremiah 51:13. O you who dwell by many waters, abundant in treasures. Oh, isn't America abundant in treasures? Your end has come. Babylon is fallen. And you must decide today, right now, in these last days, will you stand with her or will you stand with God? Shalom. Shalom. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please go to my ministries page at ministries.leodunson.com and you can subscribe there where you will receive unreleased videos and also exclusive content that's never been released. And you can also Cash App Leo Dunson. Thank you to everyone who has sent Cash Apps. Thank you to everyone who has went to leodunson.com/donate. I really, truly appreciate your generous gifts. Again, I really do. May the glory of God, his blessings, and his purpose be upon you. Shalom. Shalom.